King Randall went on a podcast a few days ago and had single mothers in a complete tizzy about what he said. Let's dig in. So most of you out there know about King Randall, okay? He has an actual school for boys, unlike Dr. Umar Johnson.
Trifling ass black people.
And his school is in Albany, Georgia. It is called the Life Preparatory School for Boys. He's had it for a few years now. He started from nothing. He got donations from the community, and he got some few grants. I don't know if they came from the United States government. Again, shout out to Umar Johnson, the white people's money.
Trifling ass black people.
But in any case, he has a school for boys with the whole staff and everything else. And what he is doing is he is repairing, rehabilitating, and raising the residue of failed relationships. Shout out to Minister Japp. Okay? Raising these single mother raised boys to be men, which I believe is a noble task for this man. And to be honest, yes, these young men, some of them are wayward. Some of them need stability. They need structure. They need to learn the ways of a man. Okay. And he's doing that. He's doing just that. Well, he went on the Shawn podcast. Okay. And he was talking about his school and other things that have to do with his life and things of that nature. And well, he says something about single mothers that, well, as we will see in the comment section, has them mad as hell, as a shooken up hornet's nest, all right? Or wet hornet, rather, I'm sorry. But we're going to get into this clip. This is on YouTube, so before we get into the reaction, I have to invoke my fair use clause. So before we get started, fair use.
We got a lot of moms also that have fathers that do want to be dads, but they are so vindictive and bitter with the dad that they'd rather their son fail than have the father in a child's life. Are you?
Let's start there. We have vindictive. Now, before I can start with the reaction again, not all, right? Okay, just like Jesse Lee Peterson, not all.
Amazing.
But there is enough of mothers doing this for us to be able to generalize at this point. Sure, I mean, okay, all right, there's enough. But there are vindictive mothers out there that would rather, and maybe it's not the fact they want to see them fail, but because they want to be able to say that they did it by themselves. And as Coach Greg Adams would say, they hate the father more than they love the children. And because of that, they will go through great lengths to upset the father and prove him wrong by just going out on a limb and doing it yourself to the fullest extent, go all the way into the abyss to try to do it yourself rather than getting help or trying to find another man to raise the child, or going back to the dad, the actual father, and say, hey, I need help, or maybe we're not together, but I need help raising this child, okay, because he's yours too. Unless you are a father that doesn't want the responsibility, and well, that's a different conversation, right? But for the dads that want to be in their child's life and want to help raise this child to be an upstanding man or woman, that other parent is necessary. Vindictive mothers, they are out there. Let's talk some more.
Serious? I'm dead serious. I've had conversations with moms. I'm like, where the daddy at? I'll make contact with the dad. Dad say, I live in North Carolina, or I live in this city, but she never wanted me. They done moved on, got kids of their own with their new wife or whatever like that. She never want me to see him. I'm like, mama, send that boy to go stay with his daddy. He don't need the Extra Voice program. He needs his dad. Send him.
He don't need it. He don't need this program. He needs his father. Okay? This man has had this school for, I believe, at least 3 or 4 years now, on upwards almost 5 years. And so he's probably encountered a lot of mothers out there that want to send their sons to this program. And some of the mothers that he's probably encountered was trying to send their child, their young man, to this program in lieu of just sending him to his father because they didn't want him to be around their father for no good reason. And so he's right. Some of these boys that he's in charge of, They probably just need their father. Their father would probably do just as good as putting money into the school to send him to the school. You'd rather pay money to send him to this fucking school than send him with his goddamn daddy. Yeah. He's probably encountered a lot of vindictive mothers like this. That, you know what? And he's doing his due diligence by getting in contact with the father before he inducts the child into the program. So, you know what? Let me see what's up with this father before I put him in here. And so, shout out to King Randall for doing his due diligence with both parents and say, okay, does he really need this program before I get started with the work that's needed to put into this boy to indoctrinate and to put work into this young man to get him to where he needs to be. Maybe he just needs his dad. And guess what? I bet about half the time that's exactly what it is. Let's continue. Let's let him cook.
With his father. What are you doing besides sitting up here complaining about you doing it by yourself? It's like moms had this new thing now where they proud. It's like they have to say, I'm doing it all by myself and I'm trying and I love my child, and putting them on Facebook and pretending you was a parent at graduation and they turned out to be some terrible person.
Let's go again. The sympathy campaign that a single mother has because of the fact that they're doing it by themselves, they're able to get all this praise and this admiration where she did it by herself, she did it on her own, where she worked hard to get him or her where they need to be. Putting them all on social media and putting them in grown man clothes and grown man situations. And now look at my young man. He's going to be a young boy. And, you know, he's the man of the house now and all this bull crap, right? The sympathy that they get from, number one, the sympathy that they get from being a single mother. And some of these women are put in this kind of situations. Again, not all, okay? We're talking about the other side of the coin, right? These mothers that are doing it out of, one, hate for the father, two, sympathy in the world and society, and three, the praise they get and this undue somehow pride that they have from saying that from being able to say that they did it on their own. Is really diabolical. Keep cooking.
You was too proud to keep their father in their life. I've run into that so many times. Just send the child to stay with his father. You don't need him. You don't need to be trying to raise him by yourself. Send him with his dad because he needs his actual father. He don't need somebody trying to get to play father. He needs his real father. But because they are so bitter, and the court system, which I hate, benefits mothers more than fathers who want to be dads. It hurts.
Hey, I mean, what else needs to be said about the family court system that hasn't already been said? The family court system is not set up for the dad. Well, the family court system is set up for dads that got money sometimes, or unless you're somebody like Tyrese or somebody else where you just get railroaded because you don't know how to fight or you're, overly emotional or whatever. But unless you got longer money than the woman, guess what? You're going to take an L. And depending on what state, what city you're in, what judge you got that day, you're going to take an L. And so, again, these women would rather put their child in care of somebody like King Randall in his school, or they'll get a stepdaddy or what some people say a stepdummy to take care of the child instead of just sending him to his real father. How many cases have we seen these stepdads crash out over the real father because they were trying to put their cape on for the woman they were with or the woman they were sleeping with at the time? How many times that happened? And who loses? The child does, because they lose two people. They lose the stepdaddy, which was their male representation or male example, and they lose their real father, which could have been an actual pillar in their life. Let's go.
It hurts children.
Well, I think King Randall put it down quite flat. Now, before we adjourn this video, let's look at some of the comments because, they were, wow. Okay, let's see here. Let's scroll down. I remember my mother tell me I was young, where's your dad? He's not here to help. He never helps. I also watched my father come down many times on Christmas and my birthday with gifts. He came on my first days of school, tried to be so hard to be part of my life, but my mother would yell at him and threaten to call the police and claim he was, her, and threatening her. Wow. Let's continue. Let's go. 1,000%. Bullseye. Bam. 100. Facts. Okay, I refuse to be like the mother I had. Ooh, boy. Okay, come on. View hidden comments. Let's go, because there's more. I'm refreshed. She's wow. Okay, well. Yeah, I thought there was more, but. All right, I had to cut back in here for a second, y'all. I found the comments after I clicked off of the video, so I wanted to come back real quick with an insert into the video and show y'all a few of the comments where the women were triggered. Okay, here we go. Preemptive solution, marry before you carry. LaShawn, stop. A father that wants to be in his child's life will do whatever it takes to be in that child's life. A lot of dads send his kids back to their moms with the I can't handle them. Can I ask, why aren't men filing for joint custody when women refuse to allow them to see their kid? It's still your kid. Take her to court and get joint custody. Harriet, this dude is a blackface who speaks absolute nonsense, but his grift will be successful. Because this is what the dominant society wants to hear about black Americans. How about men stay married to the woman you're procreating with? Solves that problem. You see there? And if you scroll through, there's a lot of people that are saying that they love this. There are some other people in here that are saying that are triggered by this. So we can get back to the video now. I just wanted to show y'all some of the comments. I found them. I had to look through some of the videos, but there you go. Some women were triggered, some women weren't. Back to the original video. Y'all see what's going on here, right? They are, King Randall is talking the truth here. And again, if you see this on a different publication, you'll see what I'm talking about as far as the comments is concerned. But y'all get the point, right? King Randall spoke nothing but the truth here. He has the experience to say this because he has a school for boys and he deals with mothers and young men all the time. And I second what he said, all right? And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about what King Randall had to say here down in the comments section, all right? And please, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell, and we're out of the door, and I will see you on the next video.